Is there a world where Jett Williams forces his way onto the roster in September? And Joe, this month and really for a good stretch now in Double-A, Jett Williams has been one of the best players across Double-A in baseball.
I don't think Jet is going to make it to the big leagues this year. And I know, no, I'm the don't bet against Jet Williams guy. I just think where the Mets are, and we're talking about adding at center field or making other additions at the trade deadline, I just don't see how it's going to pan out that Jet Williams ends up making an impact on this team in September. But let's be very clear. You're absolutely right, Connor. Jet Williams has been one of the best players in Double-A, and frankly, he is just all the way back. He
Right.
missed essentially all of last season with a wrist surgery. He just won the Eastern League Player of the Week. So we'll do some big picture stats too, but small sample size, 6 games. He hit 385 with a 467 on base and a 962 slug. That's a 1.428 OPS. 3 doubles, Connor, 3 triples in a week, and 2 home runs. Jet on the season, back to the numbers you would expect, as you see if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not, subscribe to SNY's YouTube and watch the show so you can see our beautiful faces while we talk about this stuff. Hitting 296, bat the ball skills are back. On base skills are where they've always been. On base of 400, a 926 OPS, and he's got the speed back too with the 18 stolen bases.
Right.
28 total extra base hits. Jet Williams, he's going to be back being the number one prospect in the Mets system. That's what it comes down to. And I do think he is knocking on the door of AAA, maybe sooner than later. But look, I think Jet is a part of this team's future, whether that is second base and center field, which the Mets recently have been giving him more games at second and more games at center. So they're starting to figure out, I think, where they think he fits best. What they'll tell you is that he's versatile. He could play all three. And I agree with that sentiment, but you really want to know where does he fit best. And I think this is a 2026 conversation, but Jet Williams has gone from a guy when he went a little out of sight, out of mind, for me being just back as, yeah, this guy is just a future part of the Mets order, and really happy to see his success this year in Double-A.
Joe, minor league steals lie a lot
All the
for
time. Yeah.
various reasons, but we've covered Jet before he ever even held up a Met jersey. I mean, he was one of your favorite prospects in that draft. I remember talking about him leading up to the draft. What kind of speed are we actually talking about here with him from a major league outlook?
Like, it's well above average. It may not be top of sports speed, but it's well above average. And the key on the base paths is he knows when to run. He is a very smart base runner. It's not like me and MLB The Show where I get on first base
Mash.
with a fast guy and I'm just like, steal first pitch. Like, he knows when to run. So he's an efficient base runner. He's got well above average speed. Like, if I had to throw a guess, and we could circle back when we have StatCast data for this, when he's a major leaguer sometime next year, I would guess he'll be in like the 80th percentile, 85th percentile in sprint speed, something along those lines, like a well above average runner, but not necessarily like top of the sports speed.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating because Jet has just done everything you could have asked of him at Double-A, and it's just a matter of time before he's up at Triple-A. And the thing is, we've kind of see it go two ways when guys get to Triple-A when they're scorching hot in Double-A. Sometimes they don't slow down at all, and they just look like there's not going to be no speed bumps for them until they get that call. And then sometimes, and we saw this with Sproat this year, guys do hit a wall and they need an acclimation period, and they need a long acclimation period where if Jet carries this over when he gets the call to AAA and the Mets have an interesting decision to make because they're trying to improve the ceiling of their bench for the playoffs, it'll be a very interesting talking point on the Mets pod. Like you said, Joe, I think the money would be set against Jet ever appearing at Citi Field this year, but there's a non-zero, which is saying
Right.
a lot about his return after an injury-filled 2024 season.